In bare knuckle, we have a saying, you can mend broken bones, you can't mend broken brains. And the only thing with bare knuckle, when someone gets hit, you see it. You see the damage it does.
Bare knuckle boxing now.
Bare knuckle boxing. Okay, so we have to talk about this because if I'm being honest, boss,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sold on it. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous thinking about all the broken hands. It makes me nervous thinking about the broken faces. Okay, so should I be less worried about that? I mean, that's a real concern with these guys.
No, it's a concern, but it's a very light concern. It's actually less than in boxing. And the reason I'm doing this, I always tell people, like, don't believe me, just Google it. Is bare knuckle boxing safer than boxing? You know, because I did that. But when they told me they wanted me for this job, I said, give me a day. And then I started going online, and I already heard about it, that it was much safer. The reason why it's safer is that the real bare knuckle boxers, they hit 40-50% power to the head.
Okay.
Because you just explained it, they don't want to break their hands.
Right.
We all know this because we went through it with mixed martial arts, but a lot of people still at home don't know that the glove is actually invented to protect the hand and not the head. You know, we went through that whole thing, so we know, but a lot of people still don't know that. But if you know that in the 1800s, that was boxing was all bare knuckle. But then a champion became a champion, and he couldn't defend his title because in the process he broke his hand. Now it's 6 months is off. So the promoter goes like, hey, wait a minute, we got to figure something out. So they gave him boxing gloves, and now it became very dangerous for boxing actually, because now they can hit as hard as they want. It has about the same impact. It will be maybe 3% less, but I don't even believe so. It's the same impact. It's full power now because they can break their hands.
Right.
Now you bring it back to bare knuckle boxing, the strategy is completely different. I mean, these guys really go for the body, which is something everybody knows I really like. They go for the meaty parts on the arms, they hit the shoulders, everything to try to bring that guard down.
Right.
Also with MMA gloves, it's easier to penetrate through the defense than with boxing gloves or Thai boxing gloves. You see now with bare knuckle boxing, it's going to be even. So it's distance, it's different, you have to be more alert, more strategy, you can't break your hand on the skull. I truly believe it brings back real boxing. Now you're really gonna pick your shots and not just throw punches. If you see a clean shot here, sure you can do. But we saw the movie, I don't know if you remember the movie Hard Times with Charles Bronson. And we had actually a fighter from the PFL, Josh Copeland. I asked him that question one time because he was fighting Mike Kyle. And every punch he gave, he was catching on his forehead. Right? And Kyle showed his hand.
And Mike Kyle's huge.
And he's huge. So I said, man, did you watch that movie? You know, from Boston. He said, they didn't even know what I was talking about because it's a generation or two ago.
Okay.
So, but we got it. It's very dangerous. If you're a fighter, I did this one time to another professional fighter who came in to spar with me, and I said, don't throw that crazy overhand that you have. I said, because this is my first sparring class in 7 years, let's not throw that. And immediately, of course, he threw it. I said, okay, that's okay. Next time I'm going to hurt your hand. So we kept on sparring, and immediately threw it again, and the only thing I did was this. I got it on top of my head, and he's on the ground. He's like, my hand. I said, I told you, I'm going to hurt your hand. And that's what these boxers can do as well as defense. So if you jab, but the guy just has to do this, you're catching it on the floor, and that's why they pick the soft spots, and especially the body.
See, now that's really interesting to me, to know that kind of background to it. But why do you think now it's kind of making a comeback?
This is going to be bare knuckle boxing. That must hurt. Why would you get involved with bare knuckle boxing? I mean, that's really got us smarts.
Well, actually, the science behind it, the British Medical Association and many others have realized that the boxing gloves were actually invented to protect the hands so the hands could hit the head more. Because boxers back in the bare knuckle days were going more towards body shots and promoters wanted more head shots, so they started padding the hand. And you start padding them, you put more weight behind it. Now these guys are getting hit by 12, 14, 16-ounce gloves. You got 600 punches thrown in a fight. 400 landed, and half of those to the head. So there's actual more damage done, concussive blows to the head and internal organs with the boxing glove than with the bare knuckle.
I had never heard that before.
That actually makes. Have you ever been hit with a boxing glove? I have.
Yes.
It's not like getting hit with a pillow.
No, it's not. Okay, but then is bare knuckle boxing bloodier?
Well, when you go bare knuckle, there's more of a chance to have more superficial wounds, which could be a cut on the hand, a cut on the face, or something.
Right.
But again, they're usually shorter fights. And there's really, if you look at it, you ask any MMA guy, would you rather get punched with a bare hand, bare knuckles to the face, or would you rather get elbowed, kicked, or kneed to the face, which are all legal in MMA? And they will all tell you they'd rather get punched.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, as long as I'm going down this. Do you still do anything to protect your hands? Because when you get a good bone-on-bone shot there, I mean, you could break something.
Well, absolutely. The Wyoming rules and what we do as well are you have to wrap your hands to about 1 inch from the knuckle. So the knuckles will be exposed, but the rest of the hand, the bones on the top surface of your hand are supported. Your wrist, that's all supported. It's just the knuckle that's exposed. The hands that are exposed.
I'm really, Doug, happy to say that Cheyenne, Wyoming was the town that brought this back.
Well, yeah, we legalized it.
Yeah.
It's still illegal, I think, in